In today's crypto gaming news video, we've got 4 massive stories, including some really big news coming out of Nyan Heroes with their playtest. Also, Off the Grid is back in the news for all the right reasons, and a ton of money from investment is coming back into the world of Web3 gaming, so we're gonna let you know what that means for you. Diving into our first story, Nyan Heroes just developed their first story trailer, and it confirms the full game is launching in winter 2025. Actually, this is the perfect time for this story because they're currently doing their playtest, and it's only on for another week. It's all about battling with cute Nyan cats in big mechs, and it's honestly such a fun take on a third-person hero shooter. Even though it's still in its early stages, it already feels like a completed game, and since it's only available for another week, definitely make sure you check it out right away. As for the trailer, it gives us our first real look into the game's world, Nikovia. Here we have an underground city where young cat pilots are trained for battle. Our main character Luna is a quiet but determined cat who steps into her late brother's mech, Atlas. Atlas is a tough, tank-like mech that takes hits and dishes out area-based attacks. As for the playtest, it's added 2 new characters, Gizmo and Coco, and Coco is especially cool because she is more of a superhero, helping teammates in the fight. They also introduced a new game mode called Fishbowl, and this is kind of like Uplink in Call of Duty, and they also have a new map called Tokyo. And what's also great about Nyan Heroes, they weren't one of those teams that just rush out a token and hope for the best and don't worry about the economy. They are only focused on gameplay, with the token economy coming in the future. So with that, you know the team is really focused on that player experience. And if you want to learn more about Nyan Heroes, simply head over to Funjible.games. There you can find out about the game. There's also non-biased community reviews and articles and founder interviews. And coming up next, we have Off the Grid with their Ape-ril updates, and it's called that because they have partnered with Bored Apes to bring Bored Ape Yacht Club skins into the game. It's important to note that this content is only available to players who've subscribed for the Pro tier, so it's not for free users. And another cool thing, on April 1st, if you played a match, you also have the ability to unlock the April Fool's Mask, which is a unique NFT that might be valuable in the future. So if you are a speculator, definitely check that one out in the marketplace. And like we talked about in the last video, they've recently launched their Guns token. So if you are a fan of picking up gaming tokens, Gunzilla's Gun token is definitely one to check out. Although with the current state of the markets, you definitely have to be careful when investing. Gunzilla's game Off the Grid is something we covered a lot, so definitely make sure you head over to Funjible.games and check out everything you want to know about the game there, as well as watching our beginner's guide if you haven't checked it out yet. And speaking about gaming tokens, the fantasy MMORPG game RavenQuest just launched their Quest token. The game itself officially launched on PC on March 14th, and then a few weeks later, they dropped their token on April 3rd. The game's doing well with already over 1.7 million in-game transactions, hundreds of thousands in NFT trading volume, and millions of views on Twitch. You can use the Quest token to buy and sell in-game items in the auction house. You can craft gear and consumables, deck out your character with cosmetics, manage land, and even upgrade your abilities and equipment. So if you're the type of player that likes grinding for in-game currency and then turning it into the blockchain currency, which you can sell and make money for yourself, in this game, they have their silver token. You can grind in-game and do exactly that, and then do a player-to-player transfer in order to change that silver into this new Quest token. Now, in terms of the token supply itself, only 7.5% has been released to the public, so you're definitely going to want to check out the vesting schedules and see how much is set aside for the community and how much is set aside to investors and things like that, because when the float is so low and vesting schedules come out, oftentimes these token prices will plummet. The devs also mentioned that they're already working on a mobile version, so you can play on your phone, and there's more content in the works like new guild features, additional PvP modes, and new professions to try out. So given the game's initial popularity with 1.7 million transactions already happening, you know there's definitely some vested interest there. So if you're a fan of MMORPGs, definitely check out Raven's Quest. And for our final story, we're covering Ultra. If you don't know Ultra, it was the OG gaming blockchain all the way back from 2017 and got popular as well in 2021. And now they've got some exciting news because they just acquired $12 million in funding. The money mostly came from Noya Capital, and the main focus here is to build out that ecosystem. Along with this move, Ultra also has new leadership, with Gus stepping in as CEO. He's got a bold, no-nonsense vision. In his words, this industry has gotten too stale and it's time to shake things up. The money they raise is going towards several key initiatives, and that includes hiring talented people, improving and expanding their platform, and preparing for future acquisitions that could strengthen their position in the industry. And they're going to do this by focusing on building the best platform they can that brings the focus focus to content creators and its players. They've also brought on CEO Maxime Van Steinberg, who's the new COO, and comes from a consulting background and is expected to help all these ambitious plans. Combine all of that plus all the experience and network they have of being in the industry since 2017, and we are very excited for the future of Ultra.